Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Today is the long awaited conversation I had with Lean Meme Machine. You guys, we sat down and talked for over an hour and had the best time. It's like two old friends talking. She is so creative. If you're not aware, get aware of her work. Make sure you're subscribed on Twitter and Instagram. She's on both. But everything flashed on the screen, the pictures, the memes, these are all her work. And she's been so kind to let me show them to you all. And I'm so excited. You guys are going to get such a kick out of these. So enjoy what she's saying. He has so many well thought out opinions on Hank and Skank. I can't wait for you to hear. But then also enjoy the stuff on the screen because she really is creative and I just can't wait for you to see it. So let's get into this. Thank you so much, Lean Meme Machine, for sitting down and recording this with me. Guys, I am so excited. I have a very special guest with me today. Somebody I've been in contact with for quite a while. She'll be able to tell you how I bug her in the DMs, but I am such a fan of her work. Of course, you've heard me shout her out many times, deservedly so. Her name is Lean Meme Machine. She goes by L if you want to leave comments, of course, or Lean, whatever you prefer. But she is wonderful, and I'm just so excited to talk to her. So everybody say hello to Lean Meme Machine. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Jen. I'm so excited to be on here. I want to say hello to you and hello to your listeners.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so excited to have you. Everybody, I mean, seriously, I'm such a big fan, and now I feel like so many people are such big fans, and you're just growing and growing, and well deserved. So you're such a hard worker and so creative. I can't say enough good stuff about your work.
Thank you so much. That's a great introduction.
Oh,
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So before we get into this, do tell, you were just on HG Tutor. Tell us everything. Spill. Oh my God, that voice.
Oh, I know. You know how it was a thing like, imagine the Silence of the Lambs. He was like, Clarice, do you hear the lambs crying? It was kind of like that. No, it was absolutely amazing to be interviewed by him because, like I told him, like I told you, I've been a fan for so long and I've been following his work so closely. But to have like an open line with him, it was a completely different feeling, because I went from being just a listener and just a huge fan of his work to kind of like, okay, now I'm talking to him. So I think I was a little bit starstruck right there. But it's understandable. He's such a personality, and he's such a towering, knowledgeable personality on YouTube, especially in this very important subject of the narcissist.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I was a little bit, bit like a little bunny, but it was amazing. It was amazing to talk to him.
Well, we'll definitely go check that out, and I can't wait to listen. That's so exciting. But so we had been talking in the DMs. You're always so generous with your memes that you make, and I always try to get your permission before if I try to change something or if I use it for a thumbnail. And you're always so gracious about it, and I appreciate that. But I told you I wanted to get more attention and for you, and I wanted to shout you out, and I asked you to come on, and you told me you were doing HG. So I just think it's so cool that others are realizing how great your work is. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
No, I mean it.
My content is so appealing to so many people, and people want to know more about, my creative process. And how I get my ideas and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's I'm gonna tell you, it feels like also with HG, but with you too. These interviews feel like I'm breaking the fourth wall, just like in the movies, because I was never supposed to get out from behind my memes. I was never supposed to talk. Because I consider that everything I have to say and my opinions are very clearly stated through my visual mediums.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to say anything because I say everything through my memes. So it's a little bit weird to me to kind of like break this wall and get out of my little shell here and
Yeah.
talk about what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm very grateful,
Oh,
because
yeah.
people are learning a little bit more about this meme stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty
Well,
cool.
unlike Megan, I like to give women a voice, so no, I'm just
I wanted to tell you, I just poured myself a big mug of Colombian coffee and I nearly
Ooh.
choked on it when you said
Oh.
voice.
Well, enjoy
There
your
are certain words that I think Megan ruined for everybody.
Okay, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, let's make a list of them.
Yes.
Voice, lens,
Uh-huh. Soap,
so dish soap.
that's
Yeah,
feminine.
every time I'm buying dish soap, I go
Uh,
like, when I was 11, I started using
Can you
dish soap.
imagine peaking at 11 years old and that's the only story you have to go on? Oh my
I
goodness.
know, it's pretty sad.
It really
But
is.
you know what I think? I think that story she has rehearsed and perfected and polished that story
Mhm.
so much that I don't think she can get out of it.
I think
I
you're
think it's
right.
automatic for her that
Mhm.
every time she's in a public setting or she has a speech about whatever
Uh-huh.
women and women empowerment or stuff like that, I think that story just comes out of her. She can't help it.
You're right. Yes, absolutely. I think there's just not much there. So she has this story and that's about it. I mean,
And it's not even a real story, so that's even
no.
worse.
Agreed. It's wild. But before we get into Megan, let me ask you. So you have 8,400 and then it cuts off. I can't tell exactly. It's just over 8,000 followers on Twitter. That's awesome. Is that
It's still
your Oh, go ahead.
shocking to me.
Oh, is it?
It
Oh,
is, yeah.
no. No, well deserved. Is that your main place that you post things, or how can we help you as we get into this? Would you like us to follow you there? And do you have other
Sure,
social
sure.
media?
The more the merrier.
Okay.
I just love making people laugh. So the more come around and have a good laugh,
Yeah.
absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter.
Okay.
But actually I started my this thing I'm doing on
Uh-huh.
Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah, so
Instagram. Okay, wonderful.
that was my main account for a very long time, and I jumped on X
Uh-huh.
probably, I don't know, about 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I have my Instagram account since 2020, I believe.
Awesome. So that's an
Yeah.
ongoing joke with me. I don't know how to work Instagram. I didn't even set mine up. So so tell those that are more technologically inclined than me, how can we find you there? Are you under Lean Mean Machine there as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Perfect.
So Lean Me Machine is the name of the account, but the handle is Mega Narcissist One.
Okay. I'll put that up on
It's
screen.
absolutely the same handle I have on X.
Perfect. I will
Yeah.
flash that on screen so people can
It's
see
pretty
it.
easy for people to find
Yes.
me if they know exactly, the if they type in Mega Narcissist One, I'm there. Or even Lean Me Machine on Instagram, I mean.
Okay, perfect. We can find you.
Well,
That's awesome.
Instagram is a different medium,
Mhm.
and probably it was a good idea to start creating content there because it's a visual medium.
Okay. That makes
I
sense.
mean, Instagram is big on pictures, on reels and stuff like. I'm not doing reels or anything
Uh-huh.
there. It's just the memes, but that's why I started it there. Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. I
I
got
have over 2,000 memes on there.
Wow, that's incredible.
Pretty
Wow,
crazy, yeah.
that's
Even
great.
for me, it's a shocker. When I look at my post count and I see it's
Uh-huh.
2,000, I'm like, oh my god, have I been doing that many memes? I must be nuts. This is crazy.
No, no, I get it. I mean, it's such a creative it just seems like a creative outlet. That's
It is.
incredible.
It is.
That's
For me,
great.
it's phenomenal because I get so many ideas and I just feel the need to immediately act on them and
Uh-huh.
create them visually because that's what my brain does all day long. Just ideas, ideas, ideas. Not, and I'm talking in general. It's not just because of Mary and Hagen.
Yeah. That works.
Sorry, it just slipped.
No, no, I like it.
not, not just because of them, but in general, I'm a creative person. I always have all kinds of
Okay.
ideas flying through my head. So, but in this case, because they are such a gift that keeps on giving, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever taken more than a week break.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a week is a long time because
Yeah.
they never stop.
Exactly. She's got a new face in a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's never a shortage of
Yeah,
material.
that's right. Mm.
And especially this weekend, I was just on fire, man. I mean, I had so
Yeah.
many ideas, and I think
Uh-huh.
I've done a couple of the memes from the North Korean tour. I
Yes.
can't call it any other thing because it's
That's
North Korean
perfect.
style. I
Absolutely.
think I've done a couple of them in my car in a parking lot.
Oh,
I came out of the store and I go, oh my god, I have this idea, and just sat there and immediately, scribbled
uh-huh.
everything I had to scribble and posted it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's how I operate. I'm
that
very
is so
mobile. I'm
funny.
very
Oh,
mobile.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. So what inspired you to start creating memes?
I don't think anything inspired me in a
Okay.
particular way. It was
Uh-huh.
more because I started following their story. I think it was at the end of 2019.
Okay.
It was very close to Megxit.
Uh-huh. That's about when I picked it up too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know, something happened there. Maybe was it the Australian tour
That was around then, and the South Africa thing was
or the
around then
South
too.
Africa? Yeah, I'm really
Mhm.
bad with remembering exactly putting events to
Well, they
years
do
because
a
it
lot of
happened a
stuff.
long time ago. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So much stuff has happened meanwhile.
Uh-huh.
But I began looking at their because there was a lot of press
Mhm.
about their tours, their whatever the hell they were doing while they
Uh-huh.
were working royals. But in particular, I was following on Instagram. I was on Instagram there in 2019, and I was following Markle News.
Uh-huh.
It's an account on Instagram. It's a pretty big account. It has like 20,000 something followers.
Mhm.
And she was putting out a lot of news about them. So it was almost like a one stop shop. I was going there to get all the news
Mhm.
without having to rummage through, the regular media or on Google or something.
Sure.
And I started talking to her, just like the two of us did. We started
Yeah.
DMing on Instagram, and um, she's obviously she was commenting on the shenanigans and leaving her comments, and we started talking in private and kind of like jokingly making fun of them and cracking a joke or two about them. And then I saw a picture of Meghan.
Uh-huh.
It's a picture of her while she was a working royal,
Uh-huh.
and she had that full expression on her face. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you all. She was doing a walkabout, I think.
Uh-huh.
And that face just struck me to being so fake.
Oh, yeah.
And I put some one of those speech bubbles, because that face was telling me something. Like, I put in that speech bubble what she was thinking, and I sent it to Markle News.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and she had a good chuckle. She had a good laugh. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to do some more of these,
Yeah.
funny, but they were not edited pictures.
Uh-huh.
It's absolutely a far cry from what I'm doing today, the way I modify the pictures and the way I
Uh-huh.
change everything and I swap faces and stuff like that. No, it was
Sure.
nothing like that. It was just the real picture,
Uh-huh.
real pictures, but I was adding dialogue, just
Sure.
funny dialogue. And I kept sending these memes to Markle News in private. And we were having so much fun and we were laughing. And she said, oh my God, I just love these pictures that you send me with this funny dialogue between Harry and Meghan, or just Meghan having, a thought bubble and you put some funny lines in that thought bubble. And she asked me, can I post some of them? And I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. But please don't tell anything about me, or
Yeah. Yeah.
just post them on your account.
Uh-huh.
And she started doing that, and people had really uh, good laughs
Oh, that's
uh,
good.
on those
Uh-huh.
pictures, and it was good feedback. And I
Uh-huh.
just started sending her so many. And at one point I said, you know what, I'm so sorry I'm flooding you with this stuff. And she
Uh-huh.
said, no, 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 please send me more. You make me laugh so hard. But I can't post them on my account, not all of them,
Uh-huh.
because there are too many. And so why? So she said, why don't you open your own Instagram account
Yeah.
and post them there? So that's how Lean Mean Machine was born.
That's so
Yeah, so
cool.
I owe her one because she encouraged me to do that. I didn't want to do it in the beginning because I
Uh-huh.
thought, well, come on, I have a real Instagram account. Now I'm going to open a second Instagram account and post this stuff, you know. I
Uh,
wasn't too confident, but she kept pushing me, just do it, do it. So that's how I open it.
yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that she encouraged you to do that and that you followed through. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
she's a very cool girl. Yeah.
Are you guys still in touch
Yeah,
regularly?
sometimes
Uh-huh.
we are. We kind of
That's
slowed down because, you know, she's
sure.
busy. I'm busy doing my content and I'm just manic with my content. I'm a very
Uh-huh.
steady content creator.
Uh-huh.
I'm very busy doing that. But yeah, sometimes we get in touch and we have a good
Yeah.
laugh and we share
Okay.
some information and stuff like that. So yeah.
Uh-huh. That's very cool. Um, and then do you feel it's whatever your comfort level is, do you feel
Sure.
comfortable sharing any of the tools or software you use to create your meme, or is it better to remain a mystery?
I don't know if it's a mystery necessarily, but
Mhm.
every time I tell people, you know, in my private life,
Uh-huh.
because I understand people believe I'm using some really fancy schmancy editing apps
Uh-huh.
or Photoshop or some, you know, professional applications, digital editing or something like that. But I'm not. Like I was telling you, I create all my memes on my phone.
Mhm.
And I chose to do that because first I'm mobile, so I can create a meme anywhere.
Mhm.
I could be like I told you in my car, in an airport because I'm traveling a lot, or I could be, you know, just anywhere. So what I'm using on my phone, it's the picture editing tool that came with my phone from the
Oh,
factory.
no. That is even more of a testament of how creative you are, because you could give me $1,000,000 and a blank phone and be like, "Create this," and I would say, "I can't do it."
So it's the regular. I'm an Android girl, so I'm
Okay,
on Samsung Galaxy.
gotcha.
So the model of the phone that I have has
Uh-huh.
a really good editing picture
Oh, that's cool.
software that is incorporated in the phone, and
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm using, and a stylo, a pen,
Uh-huh. Oh my
and my
god.
left hand because I'm left-handed.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That explains the creative side. There you go.
That's
That's
it.
great. That's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm just so blown away by your talent and skill, and to
Oh, thank
learn
you.
that, I really thought you were using some incredible software.
No, no.
That's a
It's just
testament to your creativity. It really is.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
It's just I think I have an eye for proportions and colors and you know facial expressions.
Uh-huh.
So I believe that you know I take let's say a movie poster
Uh-huh.
and I know exactly immediately in my head how her face should look like, how his face should look like, and what it should convey to be properly integrated in that movie poster, for example, to make it credible.
Okay. I gotcha.
I'm gonna give you a very funny example. So
Yeah.
when that New York car chase happened,
One of my favorites,
oh,
the
I'm sorry.
near catastrophic. Yeah.
So you have the same. I always burst out laughing when I
Yes.
remember that thing. So when that happened, I remembered that there was a movie called The Chase with Charlie Sheen, but
Uh-huh.
it's like a movie from the 90s that I just happened that I saw it.
Okay.
So I immediately remember it because I have a very good memory in that sense. You know, I remember movies and music and stuff like that. So I jumped on Google real fast and I looked for the movie, The Chase. And I
Mhm.
saw the poster and it was just perfection. The poster was Christy Swanson, that's the actress's name, and Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen. So the two of them, their faces. And there was like a long, winding road with a car, and it was saying The Chase. Very simple. So it took me probably, I don't know, 2 minutes to completely changed the poster in the sense that I replaced Christy Swanson's face. So I replaced her beautiful, beautiful, pretty face with Meghan's face, and Charlie Sheen's face with Harry's face.
Okay.
And under the original name of the chase, I left that on. I wrote that never happened. So the chase that never happened.
That's perfect. Oh my
So I
goodness.
posted, and of course, I changed the names. Instead of Charlie Sheen, I
Uh-huh.
think I put Harry Smollett or the Duke of Smollett and the Duchess of Smollett, something like that. So
Sure.
I post that meme. I remember it was in the evening on my side of the world.
Uh-huh.
And, I go to bed and I wake up in the morning. And when I wake up, my phone was blowing up.
Oh.
And I go like, what the hell is happening? I'm talking on X.
Uh-huh.
What the hell is happening? I mean, I had hundreds of notifications. And I go there and I realize that the actual actress, Christy Swanson, posted my meme on her feed. So
Oh my
somebody,
gosh.
I know, somebody sent her my meme
Oh my gosh.
saying, "Hey, Christy, look at this." And
Oh.
she loved it so much. She posted it on her Twitter. She retweeted it saying, "Oh my God, this made me laugh so much." And just like there were hundreds and hundreds of comments. "Oh my God, we love this."
Uh-huh. Oh my
So
God, that's incredible.
yeah, so that's what I'm telling you when I take like a movie poster.
Mhm.
Uh, this is what I do. I just find the right faces for the original movie poster, like for Pretty Woman, because I've done that before. Or oh my God, I have so many movie posters that I
Mhm.
modified.
Uh-huh.
And I always joke, I say, being the fact that Megan never made it in Hollywood, she's never been like an A-list actress, and her dream of becoming, I don't know, maybe an Oscar nominated actress never happened.
Uh-huh.
Well, leave it to me. I put her in every movie I could think of as the starring
Uh-huh.
superstar. Yeah, she's my main girl in every movie you can think of.
Funny. Uh-huh, that's funny. Well, in her own head, she is anyway, so that's perfect. She probably
I
wouldn't get
know.
the joke.
Yeah, maybe she likes my memes because
Yeah,
he's finally
maybe.
starring in every
So one of
movie.
Jay's favorites is the one you did of Wallace Simpson, The Simpsons. That is just we were laughing last night when I was putting together memes for this video, and
Uh-huh.
we were cracking up about that. There's so many good ones you do, but that
That
one.
that particular meme is a little bit older. It
Mhm.
happened. I made that one way before South Park happened,
Mhm.
and I think even this. Were they roasted by The Simpsons too? I think so. That thing by the pool.
Oh, yeah, that was Family Guy, I believe was it
Oh, I'm
Family
sorry,
Yeah,
Family Guy.
that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
another animated show.
I'm a fan of all three: South
Yeah.
Park, Family Guy, and
No,
The
yeah.
Simpsons. But it was more. I made that meme because at the time there was a period when people were talking about the similarities between Meghan and Harry and Edward and Wallace Simpson,
Uh-huh.
and there are so many similarities. I mean, it's
Yeah.
eerie. It's absolutely crazy. So I thought that kind of Harry reminds me of Homer, you know, though.
Yeah, confused and drunk most of the time, sure.
Yeah, and he only has one donut in his brain, so stuff like that. And the fact that their last name is Simpson, you know, that was the idea.
That's
Wallace
perfect.
Simpson. So I put the blue hair on her. I put Harry in the back doing the dough thing. So yeah.
Oh, too funny. Do you have a personal favorite meme, regarding Harry and Meghan that you have or Harry Mason Mary see, now I'm saying it wrong. Harry
Yeah.
and Meghan adjacent. Is there a do you have a favorite meme that you've done
Yes. I
with them?
sent it to you.
Ooh, which one is it? They're
The
all so
Mona
good.
Lisa.
Oh gosh, I cracked up. I had not seen that one. I'll flash it here. That was so brilliant. Tell me about your inspiration for that one.
Okay, so that's another a little bit older meme. Maybe it's a year and a half old or something like that, because there was some talk that in the National Gallery
Uh-huh.
There was supposed to be some, or I don't know, I read somewhere that somebody was asking that, Harry and Meghan should have a portrait in the
Uh-huh. I
British
remember that.
National
Yeah.
Gallery.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God, it just cracked me up. It was so funny. And then I thought, that's never going to happen.
Uh-huh.
She's never going to have her portrait
No.
in any national gallery, not just the British one.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm going to do her a favor and I'm going to make her a painting. And I thought of Mona Lisa in the beginning. So that was the initial idea. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to turn the Guggenheim into the Meghanheim.
Oh, that's perfect. Yep.
So that's how I did. So
Mhm.
that meme was usually I only post one meme,
Uh-huh.
but that was a series of memes because it had kind of like that theme. So the first picture was the actual picture of the Guggenheim Museum,
Uh-huh.
but I modified the name on the front. Instead of Guggenheim, it was Meghanheim. And then I took probably 7 or 8 classic paintings and I put her face on the paintings.
Oh, that's
But
perfect.
the best of them
Uh-huh.
was the Mona Lisa.
It's so good.
Uh, and if you look at that meme, the face of Megan is the
Uh-huh.
face that she had back when they had that COVID-19 thing in New York,
Oh, yeah, huh?
where she wore that fridge dress.
That white dress. Yeah, I know
Yeah, yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what you
yeah.
mean. Yeah,
Well,
uh-huh.
that's how that these are my notes. That's
That's
how I remember certain events. Yeah, the fridge dress.
I'm not fighting you on this. You're right.
Yeah, there was this picture that got out in the public space, with her having the double chins and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
I used that face a lot because people were just loving it. I had so many messages, please use that face more, like put that face more on more memes.
Uh-huh.
So I obliged. Yeah. So I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of memes with that particular face that is
Uh-huh.
on the Mona Lisa.
I love
So
it. My
that's my favorite
personal
one.
my personal favorite face of hers to use when I'm making, like, thumbnails is that one. I use the picture constantly. It's the one where they're fighting in the car. She thinks the
Oh,
windows are blacked out, and she's making that mean, scary face. One of my all-time faves.
yes, yes, they were at that
It was
where
the
they were
music
wearing
festival.
the red
Uh-huh.
dress. Yeah, yeah, some
Yeah.
military stuff.
Yeah, it's a music festival. Yep,
Yeah.
Mountbatten Music Festival,
Oh,
and,
they were at the Royal Albert Hall,
you're
right?
exactly right.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
I
and
I know I know that. Oh yeah, that
that
face is in my
face.
collection. I use it sometimes too.
One of my faves. That's great.
That
Oh my
that was
goodness.
a huge mask drop.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Huge.
I really believe, and I have to say it's my opinion, it seems to be that she didn't know that the windows weren't blacked out, and so I feel like that was a glimpse at the real Megan, so I kinda get
I think
obsessed
so
with
too. And probably there were obviously there were
uh
photographers
Oh,
and
yeah,
some flashes and something, but she thought she's safe behind the tinted
uh-huh.
windows and oopsie.
Whoopsies, but,
Poor Harry. He looked really scared there. I think she was giving him an earful
I
or
think
something.
so. But it's
Who
hard
knows?
for me to say poor Harry because he's just as awful as she is, so
Uh, to be honest with you, I have just a smidge of sympathy for him.
Do you? Okay, fair
I
enough.
do. I do.
Uh-huh.
But I think he's pretty bad
Yeah.
himself.
Uh-huh.
He has some serious issues himself.
Yes.
But I cannot overlook the fact that no matter how we look at this, he was
Mhm.
ensnared.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
ensnared.
Uh-huh.
So, in my view, just based on this, that because she's such a raging narcissist
Mhm.
and she played him like a fiddle,
Mhm.
just from this standpoint, I feel sorry for him.
Okay.
I
Fair
feel
enough.
sorry
I
for him.
gotcha.
He's in a very bad situation, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he realizes it yet. Maybe he does.
It might seem like it on this trip to
Mhm.
Colombia. Have you seen his face? My
Yes.
goodness.
Yes, there are signs. There are
Uh-huh.
signs that I think he's starting to recognize that something is not right.
Uh-huh. Took
But
him on
to be honest, from everything I know from these kind of situations, from
Uh-huh.
marriages or relationships with narcissists, it takes years and years and years for the victim to be able to fully understand who are they in a relationship with. And when they do, the other side of the work is getting out of it, which is
Oh.
another lengthy process, especially if there's children involved.
Uh-huh. Sure.
But even if there's no children involved,
Mm.
just escaping the clutches of a narcissist is an extremely difficult endeavor. So I
Mhm.
don't know when it's going to happen, but
Yeah. We're
yeah,
headed that way. I think so
pretty bad.
too.
It's pretty
I
bad.
think so too. Let's see. Getting back to your memes, is there a particular meme that surprised you with its popularity? I'm thinking that Christy Swanson one would be a big surprise.
Um, it was, yeah,
Uh-huh.
mostly because she has a way
Uh-huh.
bigger following than I have, and
Sure.
when she posted it, a lot of people just jumped on it and they had a good laugh. So that was good feedback.
That's
But
cool.
on my on my accounts, on
Uh-huh.
Instagram or Twitter, one of the most populars um, was this recent one, the
Uh-huh.
triple claw,
Oh, yes.
the
Oh,
three
I just
hands.
featured that in a video. It may have actually even gone up the day we're recording this. I can't remember. I just featured that. I loved it.
Yeah. So that was it had a really good, um, really good
Uh-huh.
reactions from people. They loved it. But another one, and I'm not sure if I sent it to you or not,
Uh-huh.
it's when I made that split screen with Megan getting out of a car. I think they were in Hollywood and she called the paparazzi as she always does.
Uh-huh.
And she was getting out of the car and her head was tilted down and she was wearing that beige wrap around her, something.
Oh, yes, the hunchback one.
The
Yes.
hunchback, yes.
Oh, that's one of my all-time faves of yours. Yes, I
And
was
I
so
split
glad
the
when you sent
screen
it.
and I put the witch.
Yes.
So that was one of the most popular ones because I swear to God, like spitting image, spitting image. And the first time I saw that picture of Megan, I
Uh-huh.
immediately thought of a witch.
Uh-huh.
So what I did, I jumped on Google and I said, which pictures?
Mhm.
Which, as in which, not which
Yeah,
ones,
sure.
which pictures.
And your little dog too.
And
Yeah.
I think I scrolled maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 pictures in, and this one popped up. That
Oh.
picture of the witch with the raggedy
Mhm.
clothes and the hair and the nose and um the same head position and everything.
Oh,
And I'm
perfect.
like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I have to put them next to one another. This is crazy. So I
Uh-huh.
just did the split screen and there it was.
Oh.
Sometimes the simpler memes that
Uh-huh.
are not really complicated is just visuals, no text, no nothing. Those are the most
Yeah.
powerful because
I
they kind of convey the message.
Absolutely. The one I just noticed that you got a reaction to in my comments, people reacted. They really liked your "Welcome to Columbia" meme, of Harry May. They were the South Park characters, and they were dressed for Columbia.
The
You had made them in
Oh,
the style of the South Park
okay.
characters? Yes.
So to be completely honest,
Yeah.
that was an unusual type of meme for me
Uh-huh.
because it was an AI meme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It
So
was your idea and you did great with it.
well, yeah, because I replaced the AI faces with
Uh-huh.
their South Park character faces,
Oh my
so it kind
gosh.
of gave a different vibe to the whole picture. But it's an
Oh,
AI generated picture, and I
that
usually stay away from it.
well, it was brilliant and I loved it. It's
Well,
okay.
thank you. Yeah, it was
Yes.
pretty cool.
We had a lot I got a lot of comments on that. A lot of people, I think,
Mhm,
really
mhm.
enjoyed seeing
I
it.
I really don't use
Sure. Okay.
AI stuff. The
Uh-huh.
way I can I don't know if I could give a definition of my memes. They're handmade
Oh,
or
sure. Yeah.
homemade. No,
Yeah.
homemade,
Homemade. That's right.
homemade. Yeah. So I stay away from usually from digital art or digital type of. I love the organic pictures, the real pictures that were
Mhm.
taken with a camera,
Uh-huh.
and were not artificially created. Because
Okay.
I think there's a coldness about
Mhm.
AI.
Uh-huh.
I love an image, a meme, because we're talking about memes, to be a little bit more warm and to, you know, sometimes I get messages
Mhm.
or comments, is that real?
Oh.
Because it's a real picture, but I modified it, and you can't tell the
Uh-huh.
difference between, was this taken with a real camera or this Photoshop. But when it's AI, you can already tell it's AI. It's pretty
True.
easy. I
Yeah.
could go online and just generate memes, but I don't like to do that.
Sure. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I like to work on them.
Oh, yeah, you let your creativity shine that way. I totally understand that. How has I hate to go negative, but I have to. We all have run-ins with the lemon rats, the Sussex Squad, whatever you want to call them. How has it been for you? Have you had backlash, negative reactions from them?
I know this is going to sound crazy, but
Uh-huh.
surprisingly, I
Uh-huh.
had very, very few
Oh, good.
interactions with them.
Uh-huh.
I pretty much don't get any messages from them. Yeah, I'm pretty fast blocking them too.
Oh,
So
good.
they don't have
That's good.
access to me.
Uh-huh. That's perfect. Oh, you're lucky. That's good.
Absolutely.
That's really
And
nice.
by this point, I think we can all identify the sugars.
Mhm.
We already know how they operate, where they are, what they say. So as soon as I see, even on other people's accounts, when I
Uh-huh.
see comments from the Sussex Squad,
Uh-huh.
even if they're not interacting with me but with others, I just block them immediately.
So the Sibley twins just taught me that trick too, and I've been
Yeah,
doing the same, and it really does help. It kind of
absolutely.
weeds out a lot of the
Yes.
noise. That's great.
Because my reasoning behind it is, if they are nasty to this
Mhm.
account,
Uh-huh.
they're probably going to find me too shortly.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
If they go through friends lists and
Mhm.
harass people. So that's what I decided to do. Just block without even looking at their profiles.
That's
Just I see the
really
comment
good.
and, okay, this is a Sussex Squad, so out.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't want to deal with them, and they are one of the main reasons why I really am so adamant in staying anonymous.
I don't blame you.
Because,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't want to deal with these kind of people. They're not fans, they're just cult followers, and they're
Yes.
rabid,
Uh-huh.
and they are willing to go to extreme lengths to protect their leader.
Yeah.
And I don't want to
No,
put myself in harm's way, really, because I've heard
very
so
true.
many stories with things that they do in real life, like harassing your workplace and
Uh-huh.
discovering where you live,
Yeah.
and stuff like doxing, a lot of doxing. So,
Yeah. How do you stay current with the Harry and Meghan news? Do you have, like, favorite creators? I'm not fishing for a compliment, I'm just asking. No, do you have a favorite creator or favorite way to get news on them?
oh, I do, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
But the way I stay up to date is
Mhm.
probably what every other, YouTube creator or Instagram account creator or something are doing. Well, sure, you can go on Google and just type in Harry and Meghan, and yes, you get all the North Korean style propaganda.
Yes, all from People Magazine, yes,
Of
uh-huh,
course. So it's a little bit of waste of time
uh-huh,
to read that kind of news, because it's just polished turds. I mean,
uh-huh,
you can't really. It's their narrative. So I'm not interested in their narrative anymore, because I know it's fake.
okay,
So the way I do it, obviously, I follow some Instagram accounts that
mhm,
keep up with their with the Joneses,
yes,
uh, and then my main source of news, inspiration, commentary is YouTube. I mean, you guys, it's not, you're fishing for compliments or anything, but you have to understand that you're doing amazing work. It's
oh,
you, then it's the Sidley twins. God,
uh-huh,
I love those girls.
I know, they're great, thank
they're
you,
just they're just
uh-huh,
amazing. I hope their channel grows and grows, and actually
yeah,
yours and everybody's, because
oh,
they're doing great research and great commentary, and they're
yeah,
no nonsense
mhm,
girls. They know exactly what they're talking about.
mhm,
Critical thinkers. I love that very much.
same, yep.
Then the Royal Grift.
Oh, yeah, she's great, so well researched.
Absolutely. She's doing
Mhm,
great public service, just like
uh-huh,
HG Tudor.
Uh-huh.
But well, he's specializing in her issues and their
Mhm.
behavior. And the royal grift
Uh-huh.
is, I think she's an amazing journalist.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think she's better than journalists who are not doing their job.
You're spot on with that. You're right. Why aren't they asking questions like she poses? I think that's a great point. Yep.
Because I think what journalism has turned into is pay for play. I think just follow the money, and
Mhm.
they're willing to write any bullshit. Just,
Yeah.
they have contracts with probably PR firms and stuff like that. So it's one hand washes the other. That's not journalism. It's
Yeah.
just prostitution, journalistic prostitution.
That's a great way to describe
No,
it. You're right.
seriously.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
it's sad. It's sad that
Mhm.
most of these journalists are operating in the mainstream media. So
Mhm.
that's why we're getting all the bullshit and the wishy-washy fake news in the mainstream media.
Uh-huh.
And I think the royal grift is doing an amazing job, like being like a citizen journalist.
Yeah, I think so
She's doing,
too.
yeah, she's doing her research,
Mhm.
and she's connecting the dots in a grand way. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, same.
She takes all the information, and then she just weeds through the bullshit, and she
Mhm.
puts aside all the shit,
Mhm.
and then she's just getting straight to the point. And hey, this is what is really going on. She's
Sure.
amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, and she explains it in such an easily
Yes.
digestible way, I think, so that's great.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, she does.
very good.
Even if she has like a 1 hour long video with a lot of,
Mhm.
she's talking a lot about the industrial censorship complex,
Uh-huh.
and this is, what this has almost, of course, it has something to do with Harry and Meghan, but this has a lot to do with our daily lives, because
Mhm.
I don't like the directions we're heading in.
Same. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this, and this
Mhm.
is something I'm willing to say in public.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm from, I was born and raised in an Eastern European country.
Okay.
So most of my childhood and my teenage years, I lived under a socialist regime.
Oh, okay.
So the ruling party of my country was the Communist Party.
Oh.
Um, I was a rebel.
Mhm.
I was never a member of the Communist Party, and I was so against censorship and,
Mhm.
limitation of movement, and we couldn't leave the country. And, my family had a lot of relatives in other countries, like Hungary and Canada, and we couldn't go visit them because we were not allowed to leave the country.
Oh my gosh.
So, oh yeah, it was bad.
Mm.
So, but then, yeah, in 1989, the
Mhm.
Berlin Wall fell, and the whole
Mhm.
the whole Eastern European communist bloc just dissolved.
That's good.
So that was great, because
Yeah.
that gave me a completely different path in life. But I recognize communism when I see it.
Oh, okay.
I
Uh-huh.
recognize Marxism and socialism and the symptoms of dictatorship,
Mhm.
and the way the media is operating under socialism and under communism. And when I refer to Harry and Meghan as North Korean style, I'm not kidding.
Uh-huh.
And I developed, because I was exposed to this type of regime in my younger years, I developed an allergy to censorship. I cannot stand governments or institutions trying to suppress the freedom of speech,
Mhm.
no matter where you are in the world. I know the U.S., the First Amendment is it's the free world,
Sure.
but it's happening in other countries too. I think there's a global effort to suppress any opposing voices, and Harry and Meghan are playing by that book too.
You are so spot
It's
on with
horrible.
that.
It's
Except for
horrible.
when it comes for them, different rules for them,
Oh,
they'll talk about it,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
but
Because the
Mhm.
the party, the ruling party, is
Mhm.
making their own rules, but they're
Mhm.
not abiding by them.
Exactly
It's just
that.
for the rest of us. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, and it's
So it's
disgusting
pretty
and
scary, and
awful.
I'm
Yeah.
really glad that the Royal Grift is diving into this subject, because it's very important for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're
Yeah.
so right.
And I'm also following Martin Decoder.
Okay, I gotcha. Uh-huh. I've
So
definitely heard that name. I'm not as familiar. Tell me about Martin Decoder.
he's an excellent speech analyst.
Okay, gotcha.
So he's doing less body language type, like the body language guy is doing. He's more
Yeah.
he's I think he's a professional actually in that field.
Okay.
An extremely knowledgeable speech analyst. And if you go to his channel, you can watch a lot of Meghan's speeches
Mhm.
that he completely pulls apart and explains why she's talking like she's talking,
Uh-huh.
what's behind her word salad. But
Uh-huh.
it's just amazing. So I really recommend Martin Decoder. He's really
Oh,
good.
that's awesome. That's another great one I definitely want to check
Yeah.
out. So
Uh-huh.
are there any topics or themes that you particularly enjoy or when you're creating memes?
Not really. All of
No?
them are
Okay.
all
Uh,
of them are my favorites,
okay.
and it's because my ideas are very diverse.
Uh-huh.
So if you go through my memes, they really don't have a theme, or they're very all over the place. So I can
Sure.
do, like I told you,
Uh-huh.
movie posters, music albums, magazine covers, or just split screens with comparisons between something and something, or
Okay.
cartoons. So I go all over the place.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really have a favorite theme. I love them equally. They're like all
Okay.
my babies.
Yes, which leads me into my question. I get
Uh-huh.
frustrated on your behalf. This is so
Okay.
silly, but I do because I know YouTubers that use you. You're very kind to let us use you and shout you out, and I'm happy to do. I mean, it's right. You worked on this. It's not mine, so I'm happy to
Mhm.
shout you out. But I notice people repost you and don't give you the credit that I feel like you deserve. Does that frustrate you?
Um, Not really.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit, because
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's not nice to take other people's work and not say
Sure.
anything. I mean, I don't mind people reposting, but
Uh-huh.
give a little credit where
Give a
credit's
credit.
due.
That's
Yeah,
right. So if
yeah.
anybody's listening and you share Lean Mean Machine, just give her the credit. I can
It's
always tell it's yours based on, well, the creative. I feel like I know you now, your creativity, but also you hide your at um name in there. And I think that's so smart of you to do that.
I started doing that
Mhm.
about probably a year ago, but before that, for a
Mhm.
very long time, I was not signing my memes.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't putting any watermarks, or I wasn't doing a little signature there with my handle.
Uh-huh.
Um, but the way I found out, I had no idea that
Mhm.
my memes were reposted in so many places like Quora and Reddit.
Huh? That's yep, you're exactly right. That's
Yeah,
where I've
they're
seen it.
they're there too. So
Yes.
my friend on Instagram, Markle News, just told me, "Do you know that your memes are going like viral on Reddit and Quora?" And I go like, "What? What are you
Mhm.
talking about?" So I went on Google and I typed in "lean meme machine," and there I was. I
Wow.
had no clue.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because people were just enjoying them and laughing, and
Uh-huh.
they were loving them. So
Yeah,
that was a nice feedback.
that's
But
good.
at the same time, I started noticing that on
Uh-huh.
Instagram there
Uh-huh.
were many accounts that were just taking my memes and posting them on their feed like they were
Like
their
it
own
was
content.
theirs.
Yeah,
Yes, that's where I get frustrated on your behalf.
yeah.
So, you put
So
all the work in and had the creativity. All it takes 2 seconds to say, "Thank you, lean mean machine," or,
I know,
like, put your
I know.
logo.
I think I only contacted one account on Instagram a
Uh-huh.
couple of years ago, because somebody pointed it out to me. Hey, there's this account on Instagram that is just reposting your memes constantly. It's
Oh.
like their own content. And
Uh-huh.
I sent a private message to this person. And I said, I don't mind, but
Uh-huh.
you gotta give me a little bit of credit because this is my work. And
Yeah.
she blocked me.
Oh,
I know,
evil.
I know. But
Evil.
but um, I think somebody, I don't know, somebody sent me.
Hopefully
Okay,
somebody reported her on your behalf. That sucks.
maybe. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
maybe. I don't remember. It was
Uh-huh.
quite a while ago, but
Sure.
usually I really don't go and, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Sure.
I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just gonna block people so they don't have access to my content
Very
anymore.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Very smart. Oh,
So
goodness.
I've given a carte blanche to
Uh-huh.
Charles's voicemail.
Uh-huh.
We sometimes chat in
I
private.
really
And
like his account. Yeah,
oh,
or
he's
their account. Yeah.
he's awesome. He's just
Uh-huh.
awesome. And he usually asks me for permission. He's so nice
Okay.
to animate my memes.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, to make Megan sing or Harry dance or something like that. And I've
Perfect.
always loved that. So at
Uh-huh.
one point, he was asking permission for each and every one. I said, you know what, Charles, just take anything you want. You have carte blanche. Just
Oh,
don't even. And he's always very nice and gives me
uh-huh.
credit, when
That's
he's
great.
animating one of those. So you have carte blanche too. So
Oh,
you don't have to send me any more messages. Can I use this? Can I just
I
take them?
thank
Just
you. I think I finally sent you said that, and I said, I just don't want to be annoying asking you every time, but I also don't want to be presumptuous. So it's up to you. And you've been so kind about it.
no,
Thank
no, just
you.
carte blanche. Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
I will always, always give you credit because you work so hard and I feel like it's so important.
Oh,
So
thank you. Well,
yeah,
now all my memes have my watermark on them. So
that's good.
even, when people,
Uh-huh.
I really don't like to put them like smack dab in the middle of the meme because I don't want
Uh-huh.
to spoil the visuals. So I find little places like, I don't know, on a shirt or on the side of a arm or something where I write Mega Narcissist one. So
Uh-huh.
if anybody's reposting it, at least they know where it's coming from. But I
Yeah.
think, in a way, just like you were saying earlier, people start to recognize my style in a way.
Uh-huh. I definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, as soon as I see it, see it pop up on the, like, St. Meghan Markle Reddit group sometimes, and I just know instantly. I was
I
like,
know
"Oh, it's
where it's
Lean the
coming
Mean
from. Yeah, yeah,
Machine."
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about making merch out of any of your stuff, or does that get tricky? I wonder. I'm just thinking out loud with maybe
I'm not
copyright.
sure about that. I mean, yeah, it did cross my mind, but
Sure,
my
yeah.
initial purpose was
Uh-huh,
just to make people laugh.
that's
That's
great.
my biggest
Uh-huh.
reward. But
Oh,
if there's going to be some demand and I
uh-huh,
find something that I could turn into like a logo that could be printable or something
uh-huh.
funny that is so classic that no matter what year it is, it's still going to be funny, then
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
That hunchback, we could all wear it for
Punch.
Halloween. So good.
That's scary.
Oh, I know, right?
I don't
So
know if I
cool.
would want to like drink my coffee from a witch mug with that scary face. It's the okay. So, by the way, speaking of this witch face,
Yes.
it is the one that I put on this latest picture of Megan that was taken on stage where she was in that bad light.
Oh, yes, when the light hits you just right. Yes, I
When
was
the
looking
light,
at this morning.
yeah, that's the one. And sure, it was bad lighting, and
Uh-huh,
some of her features were so prominent, and all
uh-huh.
the imperfections of the face.
Sure.
But that's what it reminded me of. So I thought, this is perfect. It's the old witch face.
That's right. Which face is back? But
Yeah,
I said, and when I saw that, my instinct was, "Oh, that's her karma," because her dad was in lighting, and she has the worst lighting.
I
That's
know.
right.
I know. Yeah. Where's Daddy when you need him, huh?
That's right. Maybe don't be a dick to your dad.
Exactly.
Then
Oh,
you
I really hate that part. I really hate what she's
Yeah.
done to her dad.
Same, same.
It's your parent. Without
Yeah,
him, she wouldn't be alive. Okay.
exactly. Nope, I
So a
agree.
little bit of respect, and
Mhm.
how many freaking years can you hold a grudge, and how
Yeah.
many years can you punish your parent because what? Because he took some paparazzi pictures. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I think she just found a lame excuse to exclude him,
Oh, yeah. I think
because
so.
I think that my theory
Mhm,
is that if Thomas Markle would have went to the wedding
mhm.
and obviously to the reception,
Uh-huh.
because I don't think the wedding was necessarily a problem. I think the reception
Yeah.
was a problem for Thomas to be there, for her stepbrother, for her stepsister, for anybody from the family who, a
Mhm.
couple of champagne glasses and tongues get loose.
Yep.
And I believe that Meghan sold a very embellished and modified story of her life to the royal family and to Harry. And I don't think she could have risked to have anybody from her family to come there and you know
Yeah.
say some oopsies.
Absolutely, because she made up that excuse about her dad, but she couldn't explain why the rest of the family wouldn't have
Exactly.
been included. I agree.
Exactly. So
Plus, I think it didn't fit well, as you're saying, the narrative
the
and the
narrative. Yeah,
aesthetic, the look that she was going for, if you will. She wanted to
exactly.
be an independent woman, which you can be, but without being a dick to your family.
I think she scripted,
Mhm.
she put together a story
Mhm.
of her life. Like, and I can recognize that because, okay, I'm going to tell you something else about my background. I'm a writer.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Uh-huh.
my main professional. I have 2 published books. So I've been
Oh,
a
very
writer
cool.
since I've been, I wanted to say 11, but I'm not going to go there.
Oh
but
god,
no,
please
no,
don't say it's soap. Yeah.
but seriously, around 12 years old, I started writing poetry, and then I
Oh,
started writing short stories and fiction. And by 30, I published my first book, and then at 40, I published my second. So, but
wow.
I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not here to plug my books or anything. I don't want anybody to know who I am. But I'm just saying, from a writer's perspective, um, I think that she is a storyteller.
Uh-huh.
And because she has this background in acting and reading and
Mhm.
acting in front of camera, I think she just can put together a story very well,
Mhm.
a fake one, like fiction.
Yep.
So I think she went through her life with a fine tooth comb, and she took out everything that obviously was not um, appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. That didn't fit her, yeah, her
That's
narrative. Yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
Second, she embellished, she added
Uh-huh.
things that never happened,
Yep, I
or
think
she
so too.
never achieved, or she was never good at.
Mhm.
Like right before the news of her getting engaged to Harry, her whole Wikipedia page, like one day
I
before,
remember, yeah.
was completely transformed into, from saying she's a model and deal or no deal, whatever,
Uh-huh.
she suddenly became a humanitarian, a feminist, and
Philanthropist, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So there you
Absolutely.
go. She
Mhm.
wrote her own fiction
Yeah,
story about her life. And I think
absolutely.
that's what she sold to Harry and to the royal family. And she couldn't have any of her family except her mother, which
Mhm.
they are thick as thieves.
I think so too. Yep.
Absolutely.
They
She's
both benefit from
on to
this
the
lie.
con. Yeah.
Uh-huh, that's right.
But
Uh-huh.
it's just fascinating to watch. I think it's
Uh-huh.
the train wreck phenomenon.
Yes,
You
so
can't look
without
away.
yeah, exactly. And I certainly, you don't have to answer anything personal, just in very vague terms. I know in my case, my husband couldn't have cared less until I started telling him, "You won't believe what happened. You can't believe this. This is crazy." Now he's hooked. So, did the people in your life, did they know what you like that you're making these, and did they now ask? So, what are they up to as a result?
Yes, they know.
Okay, yeah.
So my mom knows, my
Uh-huh.
husband knows, my
Okay.
daughter knows. Of course, my whole family knows. Some of my friends do.
Uh-huh.
My mom actually follows me on Instagram,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
although she really doesn't understand a lot of English,
Uh-huh.
she always gives me, the likes, and she puts some emojis, laughing faces, and stuff like that because she just loves
Oh,
the visuals.
that's
So that, yeah,
awesome.
they
Mhm.
know what I'm doing. My
Uh-huh.
husband is not into Harry and Meghan, but
Sure.
sometimes he just stays there and he's asking me, okay, so what are they up to? Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I want
that's how it starts. I got my husband the same way.
to. Yeah. Well, I don't know. In the last, well, I've been hooked to this for the at least 3 years,
Uh-huh.
but no, I couldn't sway him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he wants to hear about it and he's
Uh-huh.
listening. Sometimes I go on rants, when something
Sure.
frustrates me and I see them with the stupid things they do. And then I go on a rant and we sit outside, in the backyard, and he goes like, okay, so what have they done now? Why are you so upset? And I start, this and that, you
It
know.
just feels good to vent about this stuff. I get it.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
funny.
And probably today I'm going to talk to him about the visa thing, about Harry's visa situation.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, tell me, I mean, you had some thoughts before we even hit record. Do you wanna discuss
Yeah,
any
I
of
was.
that? Go
I
for it.
was I was reading this morning that a judge just decided that Harry's visa file cannot be viewed by any member of the public.
Oh,
Yep,
again, rules for them, not anybody
exactly,
else.
exactly.
Yeah.
So somebody, and then I read another thing that somebody posted anonymously. I don't remember on which platform,
Uh-huh.
that this person has some connections in the government, and it looks like Harry is in the United States on an A1 visa, which means head of state.
Mm. Uh-huh.
So, because of this status, um, they can't, I mean, they're just saying that they cannot make his records public. His
Oh.
visa application cannot be made public because he's protected as a dignitary.
Oh.
So that's a little bit of a problem
Yeah.
because of this status, he gets
Uh-huh.
all kinds of perks, like
Sure.
paid security when he visits somewhere. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't think people understand that all this stuff is coming out of taxpayers' money, and I think the royal grift has actually looked into this
Uh-huh.
in one of her recent videos, where she was analyzing what kind of insignia, the label on their labels, their security, what
Uh-huh.
they're wearing, and they might be like, I don't know, Secret Service or anyway,
Sure. Uh-huh.
government funded.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and if he's on an A1 visa in the United States,
Uh-huh.
all the perks as a dignitary trickle down to Meghan too, and their
Oh,
children.
God. That's
Yeah,
infuriating. So
it
we are
is.
paying for these a-holes
Yes.
to try to shut down our free speech.
Exactly, exactly. So every
Yeah.
time, let's say they go to New York to the
Mhm.
United Nations, like they did in the past,
Uh-huh.
the government is taking care of that because Harry is a dignitary. He's
Oh,
considered the head of state.
oh my
I
gosh.
think I think King Charles needs to put his foot down.
Yeah, I've said the same thing. With all respect to King Charles, I agree with you
Yeah, I
completely.
think it's becoming dangerous, and it's a volatile situation because as a prince of the realm, as a
Yeah.
British prince, he shouldn't be
Uh-huh.
meddling in anything in the United States. Anything.
No, no, I
There's no
agree.
right, no right
You're
to do
right.
this. And I believe he's using his Council of State position for
Okay.
the monarchy, and I think
Um,
that's what he used to apply for head of state A1 visa.
oh, that makes it
Yeah,
even more awful to think about the way he's treated that whole family, and then
yeah,
again, it just literally riding the coattails to get special privileges here to try to shut us
absolutely,
down.
absolutely.
It
But
is
from a political standpoint and
uh
from a social standpoint, it's not okay. It's not fair
no,
for
it's
him to
not
come
right.
here and
Uh-huh.
what gives him the right, to take taxpayers' money? It's outrageous.
You're
And that's
absolutely
why
right.
I'm urging the royal grift to keep
Mhm.
digging and keep putting that information out,
Yeah,
and spread it as far and as wide because it has to be talked about.
I agree.
It's
Oh,
outrageous,
it
really.
makes me nauseous. Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
visceral reaction to that.
I
Yep.
know. I know.
Oh my goodness. But how can we support you further, Lean Mean Machine? What can we do? Obviously, we're making sure we're subscribed on Twitter and
Well,
on
that's it.
Instagram.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a follow.
Yeah, we can
You guys
definitely
can
do.
find me on Instagram. You can find me on X. Like I
Okay.
said, I have very steady content. I
Mhm,
upload memes almost daily, sometimes
mhm.
even 5 times a day if there's like a North Korean tour of some
Those
sort.
are my favorite days because I know lots is going on when I can tell, like when you've posted multiple things. That's great.
Yeah. So when there's something really big going on, oh my God,
Uh,
I have just like a stream of memes. Sometimes I'm thinking people are going to consider it spam.
Oh, no. No. It's great. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so that's my reward, if I make you guys laugh. And
Uh-huh.
life is hard as it is, and we live in a shitty world right now. So
Yes.
I think laughing is a good therapy, and
Mhm.
it kind of relaxes us. So if I can do that for you guys,
Mhm.
I'm more than happy.
Oh, you
Give me a
definitely
follow.
do. Uh-huh. We
Yep.
definitely will. Yeah, for sure. We will do that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing more of your work, and I'm gonna have you back on real soon.
Anytime,
Oh,
anytime,
thank
Jen.
you.
It's really so cool to be on here. I'm
Yeah.
starting to like this. Yeah.
Oh, good, good,
So
good.
anytime, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
for
be up
sure.
for a chat anytime you want. Thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
Of
And
course.
I owe you a lot because you have been promoting my memes on your channel for a long time, and I'm seriously grateful for that, because that made more people aware of what I'm doing. And
Uh-huh.
like I was telling you, the more the merrier. So
Oh, well,
honk,
that is
honk,
a huge honk honk. That's a huge compliment,
honk,
but
honk.
no, I feel like I owe you for all the laughs. You have no idea. I'll be having a crappy day or I can't think of what to record. I'll see your meme and I just crack up. So,
That's very satisfying to me.
yeah, that's
I love it.
good.
I love
Oh,
it. And I'm
yeah.
waiting for the Only Geese account.
Yes, and I will, I meant to shout it out at the top of this recording. When I record the intro, I'll probably mention it. So, if not, I'm mentioning it here. You made us some bespoke geese, so I'll post those as well. Some of my
I
all-time
did.
favorite.
I made you a logo for
Yes.
the
Oh my
Only Geese.
yeah.
We're gonna pay to see your honkers, huh?
Heck yeah, I gotta make money somehow. My kid's expensive.
Money, take my money.
That's right. No, I just meant the, bespoke geese memes that you made me before too.
Oh
I
yeah.
love them where where they're chasing Megan. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
that's too
yes.
funny.
It was my pleasure. Love it.
Oh, they're brilliant. Well, again, thank you for everything, and we look forward to seeing all of your work, and I will continue to shout you from the rooftops, and I love
Thank
seeing
you
you
so much,
grow.
Jen. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. And thank you all for listening.
anytime. Yeah, all right, we'll talk to you again
Enjoy.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.